Welcome back, everyone. We hope you had a nice short tea break there. We're getting ready for round, gosh, I think it's 11, 12,
I
after
think it's
just finishing up
12.
round 12. And we should have the standings after round 11 up pretty soon. It was a good round for New Zealand last time, as I've taken a peek at the standings. There we go. You can see New Zealand now leads 81-51, so a 30 game
Oof.
lead in just about the halfway point. So it's probably going to take Australia a bit of work to get back into this one. Wouldn't you think, Josh?
Yeah, that's a pretty significant gap
Yeah,
approaching the halfway point.
yeah. So it's not it's not promising. Not to Sky or anything as a Kiwi. And just some updates on some of the other games in that past round. Lawson Sue pipped Rocky Sharma by 1 point,
Oof.
so that would have been a really exciting one to watch.
Hmm.
Chris Ostrowski beat Howard by 16. Howard Warner.
Good win for Chris.
Yep. So Joanne beat Ryan by 194, so that's the biggest difference. Asanka defeated Anderina.
Mm-hmm.
Jane defeated Sicily. So those are our next two contestants. We're going to have Anderina and Jane coming up on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Tallman beat Esther Perrins. Dylan defeated Russell Honeybun. Karen Richards took down Stanley Ngundi. Jason took out Paul Richards. Husband and wife split in games there. Blue defeated Victor, and Andrew beat Bob. And then we just saw Patrick take Rod Talbot. So we're looking
Yep, thank you
forward
for
to the
that.
next round. Jane's already been on the stream once at least. She did one of my ones yesterday afternoon where she
Yep.
picked up her 2000th tournament win. So
Yes.
that's good for her.
Yep. Yeah, we can congratulate her again.
Yeah.
Do
Now,
what can you tell me about Anderina?
Anderina likes to play pretty words, at least against me.
Pretty
I,
words.
I mean, one of the first times I played her, she played Portico, and
Oh,
and things like that just look very nice.
sure. Yeah.
She's a full-time librarian,
Okay.
and she's got a couple of kids at home. She's played represented New Zealand several times at Worlds and in Trans-Tasman.
Mm-hmm.
Last time, I think I'm pretty sure it was last time I played her. It was one of those games where I didn't get any bonuses and my racks were terrible, and she, one of her last turns was ogreisms.
Okay.
That's exactly what I felt too when she dropped it down. I knew ogreism. I figured, oh, the plural has to be right too. So Anderina draws Aadontu.
Yep, she's got donut.
Out, out Dana. What what can you add for Jane for us? Because Tenji and I didn't know much about her except what we had been given.
Yeah, look, I've played her 5 times now. She lives in South Australia, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't have normally played her 5 times, but she travels interstate quite a lot for major tournaments like the Chris May Memorial Masters we just had, or for New South Wales
yeah.
Championships where she recently came in the top three, I believe. Um, yeah, she's a very strong player. I believe she's played quite a bit overseas. Um, Potentially in America. I'm not sure if I'm making that up or not, but I believe it to be true. Um, Looks like she's playing Fauvist here, which
No, that's
is a good find.
yes.
Puts all the consonants in the right spot. That's yeah, that's very impressive, and we'll earn the 5 point challenge as well.
Yeah, one of those ones. If you don't know it, you'll learn it very quickly once it comes back.
Hmm. Yeah, the vertical opening as well. Do you have any preference about vertical versus horizontal?
If I'm playing five or longer, I tend to play vertical
Interesting.
and put it up there. Just as I like an open board, so it gives you a chance to get up into that upper left corner, which can be hard otherwise.
Right.
But it
I
and
know some people, especially in America, and I don't know if that's just because I watch American streamed games, feel very strongly about one way or another.
yeah, there's some people who are a bit over the top about it. And I
There's
think,
people
well,
that you can play vertically to really throw them off because they hate it so much.
yeah, it's like
Right.
no, it just There's nothing wrong with it.
No, yeah, I sort of change depending
Yeah,
on how I feel.
yeah. But I do, as I said, I do like to play it up top there and just get it open. And I also generally don't worry about putting a vowel next to one of the double letter scores early in the game. And simulation
Yeah,
shows it's only a factor. It only really is worth about a half a point over the long run. So if somebody hits you, they hit you. There's still plenty of time. I know a lot of people will give up points, sacrifice points for that, but I'm not one of them. So Anderina has AACEMNT. That's for you, Olivia, our good friend.
yeah.
You see
Looks like
anything?
we've got Natalie Zolti in the chat, who's found the playable bingo here.
Oh, that's
It's
oh,
Cam
Cam
Stain through
Stan.
the S.
That's definitely one I don't know.
No, but it's one I feel like I should.
Yeah, Cam Stone I would know, but Cam Stan. So Anderina goes from the F and plays Facta, which is
Yeah,
probably not
it's
not.
it's it's a play.
That's right. It's a play. And keeping men.
Yep, always
Eh,
always a good thing.
Yep. So Jane set up Europium, Europia, which
Yeah, it
it would
looks
be
like
the
it could be.
which would be the proper plural of Europium, which is a synthetic element, but it's not going to be valid. So instead, she plays Upo on top of the TA and Facta.
Yep, and I think that's a
Uh,
pretty defensible play.
yeah, there's nothing wrong. It's rid of some vowels for you. It's rid of the two ugly ones. So Anderina now has EEGMNTZ. So anywhere you can
Mm.
score well with the Z and not get back too quickly, she can play ZA for 21 very quickly, but that's not what you want.
No, I think something like ENG or EM, maybe ENG underneath factor.
Yeah. So she settles for EM, making Ute and Pam. I mean, keeping
Yeah,
G and TZ.
I suppose with an I on the board floating, that's probably better.
Yeah. So Jane has set up Aoli,
Yeah.
keeping an ER on the
Beset by
side.
vowels.
Yes, five hours always makes the game a bit more fun.
You think you just play this to the left of. Do you play it to the I of Phobos, or do you just play it from the left of Phobos, making AS and IT?
AOLI. Putting the L next to the double word above the double letter above the triple.
Yeah,
That's
I think I
probably
do
that.
that.
That would do that. ER is such a nice leave.
Hmm.
Doesn't jam the board up too much. Keeps the V available, and then it's going to give you a few more floaters. Instead, she settles for oil, making SO and TI off of Flowvest.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I remember that. That's pretty close to the leave that she had last term.
Yeah.
It might, yeah,
So,
it is. Yeah,
so possibly oi in the same spot, keeping the L so you have better consonant vowel balance.
perhaps. Yeah, but she's shown she likes that leave after UPO, so
Yeah.
I'm not too surprised by it.
So Anderina has nest, a Z, and an A. She has nest zag, and she quickly drops zag, making tis and la, putting the Z on the triple letter for 67, and kaboom! Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean it's worth noting that
Yeah.
before oil, she had
Yeah.
Saganes through the eye.
Ah, still there. Could have played Noyle. Noyle's valid.
Saganes, Goil.
Oh, is he G? Oh, you're right. Zyganes. Yeah, yeah. Natalie's pointing it out, and Natalie realizes that she can't have Goyle. So we're on to Jane's term. Jane's leading 114 to 108, 6 point lead. She has AIEERTD. If there was a B, she could have diatribe.
Everrated. Yeah, I like this.
Ever rated will play
Yeah, I believe that creates a front hook as well.
with an L.
Hmm.
Rated that should score 65. There's also derivate and tavered through the V's as well.
Yeah.
I think I might have preferred tavered to avoid the hook.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. No, the vowels.
But the A goes under the triple letter. So we just
Yeah.
took the A out, the Z out, so it's as dangerous. It looks like there's going to be a challenge.
Yep.
And it should come back good. And it does. So that should be another 5 for Jane.
Yeah. This is interesting. Where would you play this bingo? Or what bingo would you play here?
I just might drop vesting and zag.
Hmm. Yeah. Big S hook, but
Yeah.
I suppose it scores a lot. You also have Ventigues or Ventages through the E, and Steving, which doesn't
Yeah.
quite hit the triple. Oh, the double, sorry.
Yeah. Vesting is 88. The other ones are all in the 70s.
Yeah.
And here comes vesting just as this is.
I suppose it's not
Yeah.
incredibly obvious that it would take an S vesting.
No. There is no.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty horrific pull from Jane.
Yes.
Well,
So
should have some scoring plays through the eye.
she has DCRKRHD. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean she's got
Yeah.
chirk through the eye, which I think if you see that, you play that instantly.
Yeah. Keeping
So 7,
DDR.
8, 9. I think that's 38 points.
Or the for 10 points less, you could play Dhikr, DHIKR, which Natalie points out. One of those words you learn because it's funny, but don't really expect to play it much.
Deeker, yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Chirk is
Yep.
far and away the best player.
Yeah. No. So Jane decides to play deck through the second E in ever rated.
Which is curious.
Yes. Even something down like Dick through the eye and
Yeah,
investing.
the exact same tiles. Hmm. Yeah,
So that should be 16.
be interesting to to know what she was thinking there.
Yes,
There's clearly some
keep,
logic to it.
keeping HRRD. Now, Anderina has AIDBOTY. So, Teddy Boy.
Teddy boy.
uh, someone suggesting, Katipo is suggesting it's a message to her son.
Message to her son.
Yeah, I know her daughter's name. I don't can think of her son's name off the top of my head, so I don't know what the. So this is a bit of a tricky rack, And she settles on Cobb into the triple from the sea.
Yeah, if I'm Andarina, I'm really confused by deck.
Oh, so am I. I'm massively confused by Deck because it's like, why did she pass up on Dick for quite a bit more?
Hmm.
So now Jane literally has a horrid rack. She has horrid with an S.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, thankfully, I don't think there's any place where you can play, like where you can try it.
Oh, would you try it?
No, God no. I
Uh,
think I've seen it before.
yeah, it would be a horrid outcome from your view. So
Yes.
Andrina's son is Toby.
Oh.
Thank you, Katipo. So where did Jane? Jane played HO, making
Mm-hmm.
La, Go, and Hot.
Yes.
Keeping RRID. I think I would have worked hard to get rid of one of those R's. I really personally dislike duplicated R's and fear triplicated R's. Now, Anderina's rack is body, BAWDY, and an IT.
Are you seeing anything you like? Because I'm not.
On this board, no. Is there anything through the G? Bodgy?
No.
BODGY? Oh,
No.
no, so she's got an A, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Bitchy, bitchy.
No, there's nothing through the G.
No, I don't like any real options here. Maybe exchanging BWY? Just because if you whatever you play might give too much back to your opponent.
So I was thinking divesting.
Yeah, I was thinking earlier investing or reinvesting, but none of them quite reached that double word score to make it nice and long. So Anderina plays an
Oh, I did.
expurgated word. She plays yid, making goy, which are two nice Yiddish words actually.
Yeah, as I started playing Scrabble a year ago, I completely forgot that that was a play that could be made.
Yeah. So Jane, not surprisingly, had Q triple R IDS and exchanged QRR.
Yeah. Does
Very.
YID take an S?
Yep.
So okay. So you get spiders and stuff.
Yep.
Dippers, diapers. Oh, vor. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Hmm. Anything? Oh, there's got to be something.
There's definitely got to be something. There's something on top of Ute, maybe.
Um, I don't even know what Ute takes, to be honest.
M from Ute. Uh,
ECJLM. Yeah, so you have to be one of the blanks.
yeah, it's not something you would be looking for right away.
Oh, there's a dipteras through the A.
Yep, making ES, and there's or
Making
AS at the
AS. Yeah.
top, depending on
Oh,
where you
yeah, all
go.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, probably the top one's safer.
Yeah, it's a bit further away. It opens the top of the board up though.
Yes, but not the triple one.
No,
Pre-divesting.
don't know about that one. Let's no. This is if it doesn't like pre-divesting.
No, yes.
There's actually quite a few bonuses that are playable on there.
Hmm.
Yeah, pre-investing has been recommended as well. I Nope, that's no can't do that either, Alex. Sorry, it's a hard choice here because there are no playable sevens, but there are quite a few eights. Now you just have to figure out which one and where.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think she's thinking?
The way she set it up, so I'm sorry for her rack for you, Olivia, is DIPERA. I'm sorry, DIPERS blank.
Yes, spider with a
Yeah,
blank.
spider with a S. But there are no playable sevens, but there are quite a few eights. And Josh found Dipteras in two different spots.
Yeah, I'd definitely play it underneath
Yeah,
factor.
yeah. And there are in the same spots. There is dis spread.
Dis spread.
Yes, or die spread actually. Die
Dice. Yeah,
spread.
yeah.
Right.
Dice spread.
Not dispread. So now Jane set up PREDI blank S. Not sure what she's thinking on that. Looking across the board, right, currently Anderina leads 275 to 227. So Jane, if she bingos, will take the lead. And Anderina is sitting on IIIU BRT.
Yeah, and it looks like she's considering tibia to the A that I want to play through. So
Yeah, but there are
could be a pretty
two
significant
choices.
swing.
Anderina has a very unusual six if she wants when it's her turn. I don't know if it'll play.
Let me
Jane's
think.
Jane's spending quite a bit of time thinking about this now. That blank is really seems to be causing her distress. I think it's one of those cases if it was the T, you would see diopters really quick. But I think or diopters, but I think it's just too much right now. The board's not particularly open, so that you would be looking for the fast play.
Hmm. Thing is, she knows the. I know she knows the word,
Yeah,
and there isn't. There's not many other lanes to look through. So I mean, I know she's. I think she's seen diaspora,
yeah.
those sort of words, and realized that they don't fit parodies and all that.
And Paul Allen in the chat suggesting dropwise. So she's settling for prigs through the G investing, keeping DE blank.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm Anderina, I'm inferring, well, if she played the S there, she probably has another one or has a blank.
Yeah. What's the score difference to playing prized? PRISED investing.
Investing.
33, 5, 7,
It's going to be,
42.
yeah, prize is 42, so that's quite a bit versus 28, so it's 50% more points.
I think if you're going to play down there, that's what you'd play.
Yeah. So Anderina did quickly drop tibia.
Mm-hmm. Lots of ease.
No, that's
There's,
always a
there's,
risk.
there's got to be something.
So the
Yeah,
six
it's
that
got.
Anderina had was Buriti,
Yes, yeah.
Buriti. Of course,
Baruti
it didn't.
Baruti's bursitis.
Yeah, so not that it was going anywhere. So
So,
Jane,
detainee for Jane is the
yeah,
the simplest one to find.
so Jane has triple E, DI, N blank. So there, she will have choices. Indeed, with a blank.
No.
No, I'm sorry. No, oh God, this reading stuff is good. Triple E is not. So yeah, detainee through the T and tibia. There's actually another bingo through the T and tibia as well.
Is that what Eventide?
Yep, even tied. Their event tied one.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Pronunciation doesn't matter in this game.
Nope. Neither do meanings, although we
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah. So Enderman has got a 34-point lead while Jane's sitting here thinking about what to do. No triple E's. I think that blank's still giving her a bit of trouble. Just trying to work out what to make it. So she decides to play EE next to the PR and Prigs, keeping Dine in her blank. Now, to me, if I was Anderina, I would say she is fishing, and I need to do something with the T and the I in tibia.
Yep.
And Anderina's rack is junior, junior with an L. And she sets it up as the R. Her R was a Q. She'd had John Quill, which would be a beautiful play. And that's exactly the kind of play she would against me. It would fit against Ute making loot. I mean, so she's playing the J in the triple row coming down to the T. She's
Which is
playing joint.
gonna give a huge bingo back to Jane.
Yeah.
A few actually.
Yeah. So the chat, Paul recommends rejoined.
Yeah, or N joined.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think rejoined will come down pretty quickly.
Rejoined or enjoined.
Maybe maybe N joined just in case she's worried about pre-joined, but
Which would be a very big comeback.
yeah, obviously it's not a word, but it
Yeah.
is worth considering whether it is.
So Jane has Eeiond blank.
Yeah,
And
so she set up Ordini.
or neon erect, yes.
There we go. Oind going to the back.
She's
That's
now she's
rejoined.
tossing up between re and n. It looks like she's going to go
Yeah, I
with
think, yeah.
rejoins because she's reaching for the blank declaration sheet. Oh, no. They've neutralized their clocks. Well, they obviously don't have the sheet to write it on to make the declaration. So Anderina's got 13 minutes and 54 seconds, and Jane has 9 minutes and 18 while we're paused here. And Jane is definitely set up rejoined, so I assume, yeah, there she's now got the declaration. And Anderina has Exult lined up on her rack, keeping RM. So here comes rejoined now. So Anderina's 66-point lead is going to drop to a 30-point deficit very quickly.
Yep. Do you just drop XU here to the left of joint?
Yeah, just get on with it. I don't see any open triple letters or triple words for it. Yes, that was a gift from Anderina, but you don't know what your opponent has, so J is not one that you would expect to come back on a bingo back.
Yeah, well, maybe after the play of EE, it's more likely.
Oh, that's true. You know, EE and Prigs, and then Dex. So Anderina must have been, if she's thinking about it, must be confused about some of the plays Jane's made. But certainly the
Yeah,
EE,
well, we are confused and we've seen the racks.
yeah. I think XU keeping MRELT is the right choice. It
Yeah,
sets
or
up a
I prefer Myrex now through the eye.
um yeah, I guess was that 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, 44. XU is going to be 9, 18,
38.
36, 38. But the thing about XU is it sets up the UN hook for it to come back on. Well, Myrex would have left you nothing. But she's going to
No,
take
but I don't know
either
if you
way. She
need
takes
it.
a small lead, right? I
Yes,
think you're
yeah.
right. I think Myrex is the right choice.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, you're likely to pull into consonants with that pull. So getting rid of two extra consonants, I think, it's definitely worth it. Even if it's the E that you'll get rid of, not the U.
Uh,
I think I played Myrex against Jane last time I played her.
so she'd be familiar with it.
Well, Jane would.
All right. So Jane's rack, she has EEANRUY. Urine with the UE. She's currently trails by just 9 points.
Yeah.
And for her, from her view, there's only 6 vowels remaining. So you may want to play off more consonants than you would play vowels. You want to start hoarding them now. There are 3 R's and she has an R, so I would consider getting rid of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, the equity play is to find somewhere
Yeah,
to play Yui. But,
yeah. We have the Q still unseen. It could be a
mm,
bit scary depending on where you put it.
how many tiles is that? Two, four, six.
Yeah. No.
23 tiles unseen,
Oh,
17 consonants, or 16
yeah.
consonants and 6 vowels.
Okay. Look like they were having trouble. So Lewis recommends nigh under the BY and IB and tibia, making in and by, which would be a nice score given the surplus of consonants. She's most likely going to draw back some. And Anderina only has one consonant, so she's going to be handicapped for a bit this turn at least.
Yeah, I think I like this with the vowel to consonant ratio. It's also my sister's name, so that's a little shout out.
So Jane played Ruby through the B in tibia. I wonder if playing just rub and then knowing you've got the case Y, saving it for NY the next turn.
Yeah, potentially.
Yep. Anderina quickly drops HM in the
Yeah,
corner.
I'm
She
happy with
had
that.
keeping ELLRT.
A Q.
Oh, she's wishing to have that U back.
And there's no eyes open either.
No. So
No
Jane
open
has
T's for
QN
Talak.
QNEEALLA. I'm sorry, QNEEALA.
How many tiles in the bag?
There are 18 unseen, so there'll be 11 in the bag.
Interesting.
Anderina earlier, she has tell and GRR. She had grr set up before, now she's got girl set up. That I think we all know the lack of vowels makes this game very tricky. Would you exchange?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. But I don't think you can. I don't know. I can't see any way to set up this queue.
No. So Jane played Nye NA, making dash from the end investing. I'm not a fan of that, given the shortage of vowels in it. I'm not a fan at all. How about you?
Um, look, I think it's just going to come down to who draws this second blank because I can't see any way this
Yeah,
queue's going anywhere unless
no.
somehow Anderina plays two tiles or less here, in which case you probably would think about an exchange. But this is also a very scary play because it it almost goes looking for the queue.
Yeah.
Like from
So Ander,
Anderina's perspective, that's a very scary play
yeah.
to make.
So Anderina played girl, GRL, keeping TEL, and now Jane has QN laser.
And left the blank in the bag.
Here's, oh, we've got the number of vowels and consonants left up showing on the display now. That makes it handy.
Hmm.
I noticed that on some of the US streams I had seen, and we haven't had it until just now.
Yeah, well, I tracked them personally during the game, so it's handy for me.
Yeah. So
Fell
QN
into
laser.
AT. ENOW blank in the bag.
Ugh. Oh, and blank O, like so. Almost. So Jane's gonna play real, hooking the ED. Oh, nope, she's swapping out.
Yeah, oh, emptying the bag.
Eh,
I suppose. I suppose it's better than usual. You need every chance to get this blank if you've got the cue.
Yeah. So she changes the R and makes it Neals, Neals, making Ende, loot, and spam.
And will that give her a small lead?
That should give her a small lead.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay, so we got a
This
game
gives it,
game again.
yeah. So she leads by 6. There's no uncertainty now. Anderina has AEFLNOT, and Jane has ENOQRW blank. I can quickly see qua for 30 towards the bottom into va. Anywhere else you can dump that Q?
Um, no, not unless Anderina's careless enough to give her a place.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting end game. Anderina has 9.5 minutes and Jane has 2:51, so it's going to be a lot more challenging. So,
Yeah, there's a few eight-letter bingos that Anderina could have drawn into. Not that there's anything on
yeah,
this board, but I'm seeing
yeah,
things like halftone and falconet and Matt
yeah.
Felon. Is that I don't know if I'm making
Matt
that up or not.
Matt Fellon is right.
Okay, good.
So in simulation, looks like Anderina has 8 paths to victory. Interesting, none of them block the A in va.
Okay. What's the suggestion from Crackle?
Um, Championship player, and then I ran some simulations over top. Says Aleph, ALEF,
Mm-hmm.
off of the L in law, but not onto the triple. That seems unorthodox. Nope, making deco on the right.
Sorry, LF where?
ALEF,
Oh,
not
making
on the
LA.
making LA instead of
Okay.
AL, which seems unexpected to me.
I wonder why. LF. I would have thought you'd play it on the left to set up Ton as an out player and with
Yeah,
Alt.
is up on the other side. It scores significantly.
Yeah, is Aloft in the simulation?
A loft is a left is, but not a loft.
A left
A left
does.
making
If
AL.
you put in Aloft, does it win or lose?
Uh, it says 100% win in the
Okay.
simulation. So for those of you who rely on Quacklet, it's not always perfect in the end game, especially with blanks and Q sticks and things like that.
You put in Aloft on the left, right?
Yes,
Okay. And Aleph on the left, is that also 100% to win or not?
I would think so, but
Well, if it's suggested on the right.
eh, that's how you would think of it. It's coming in as 100% win on the
Okay.
left and right. So this is where something like the more recent Macondo engine, which I have not used yet, would be probably be useful because it's much better at solving end games.
Hmm.
And I see in our notes that Russell Honeybun likes to use Elise. I haven't seen Elise mentioned. Elise is a simulator, a Scrabble AI that came out around 2014 or so, and really hasn't been updated since about the same time, which was very strong against Quackle. So Anderina is opting for a left, making AL, so a left on the triple,
Mm-hmm.
heating NO. This gives Jane the play a six. She can play 5 of her tiles off of this now.
Talk
And playing Torque, yes, and it'll maintain a 20
requires
point
31 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 31, 6. So it's net 15, and talk is 1, 2, 3, 13,
net zero.
26. No, it's more. Well,
Oh, square
it's 26 minus 8, so it's 18. So yeah, slightly better.
28 minus. It's 28 for Torque.
Oh, okay, minus 8.
Yeah,
Oh, no, minus 10. Still 18, yeah.
yeah.
Still better.
And there comes Torque now. And Anderina's best play is Nope, making Deco.
Yeah, I didn't
But
know Deco.
no, neither did I. DECKO. But there's lots of places you can play NO for the win.
Yes. Yeah,
Jane has.
just needs
Yeah,
to score at least
yeah,
0.
yeah.
Like
So
just needs to not voting.
Jane has WN on a rack, so Anderina goes out. She's going to get 10 points from that, which will be enough to win. So anything from NO, from the no on her rack is just bonus time. So Deco is 18. On making a pawn up in the upper right is 10. And then the rest are 8s and 9s and 6s and 5s and 4s, which
Mm-hmm.
all win. So that was a. This was a good game. It was tight end game and really required a little bit of thought to how to get ahead. But the queue really was a burden.
It was, yeah.
I think if Jane goes back and looks, she'll probably regret some of the choices she made.
Yeah, I think, yeah, emptying the bag is probably wrong.
Yeah. I was saying that she needed to pull the blank. So
Yes,
that was
but
that was the
I
only way
think
to guarantee it.
you need to pull the blank and not empty the bag. Like that's the situation you need to win. So yeah, you just can't do it. Looks like Jane and Anderina pointing at ever-rated. Wonder if it takes an S. No, it takes an L. Sorry.
It makes an L. And the answer is no, it doesn't. All right. All right. So that's going to be it for the morning broadcast today, our morning stream. Thank you for joining us. Josh and I get the afternoon off.
Yes.
So this afternoon we should be back again at around 1:30 start. That
It's
is
New
that
Zealand time.
that's New Zealand though. Is that still a go, Alex? Well, ask the producer. As there should be. We'll find out. I suspect there will be one more game, so that might push it out because this is already technically scheduled as our lunch time. 1:30 New Zealand time, 11:30 in some
Yeah.
parts of Australia, and other times afterwards.
Alex is just confirming.
Yeah. So
Yes, like you said, we are missing a game on the stream just so our producers can have a bit of a break.
it,
Um, but we had plenty of content this morning, so
yeah.
um, should be sated. Um,
Yes.
and plenty more to come this afternoon. Who have we got this afternoon?
Commentating, we're going to have Kenji Matsumoto come back, who I worked with yesterday afternoon, and Mike Curry will be doing his first sets of games.
Mm-hmm.
In our scheduled games, we had a change in schedule, and um, I we're scheduled to have game 15. But this game 14 might be shifted around depending on how they do things, so can't be guaranteed exactly which one it'll be. Or game 13 might be broadcast. But saying that, we're halfway through the tournament now,
Mm-hmm.
and New Zealand has a healthy lead, which we will update you on probably after lunch. Okay, so we come back.
Yeah, it
We
looks
come
like
back.
our first game after lunch will be Howard's game
Yeah, Howard Warner's first game on the stream
against Paul
against
Richards.
Paul Richards. I watched Paul beat Joanne Craig earlier yesterday afternoon. Howard is New Zealand's #1 rated player, and he is been around a long time and is a very strong player.
Yeah,
So
very solid. But Paul's been around for ages as well, and Paul played a very solid game against Joanne.
yes, he did.
Um, so I'd be looking forward to watching that.
Yeah,
I believe we've got standings coming shortly,
yeah,
so
halfway point.
while Victor sits down, we'll
Yeah,
we'll get those
Victor
up
and
for you.
Howard.